guys, how are ya? It's your girl, Jackie, from the Financial Literacy Tribe, coming at you with a brand new video. So for today's video, I wanted to discuss a term that I had heard and I didn't know what the heck it meant. But then I did my research, and so now I know what it means, kind of, and I wanted to report back to you guys. I always do my research and report back. And that term was reverse tiered savings account. I was like, what the heck is a reverse tiered savings account? I had never heard of it. I was not familiar with it. And I really wanted to know what it was because I'm nosy. So for today, we're going to be talking about whether or not these reverse tiered savings accounts, are they a scam? Are they worth it? And where the heck do they even have these types of promotions? Because I have not been really seeing them at any of the banks that I do banking in. As per usual, if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time I have a brand new video up. Let's jump right in. So in a nutshell, from what I can gather, a reverse tiered savings account is when a bank, or we'll get into this a little bit more later, but more accurately, credit unions will actually give you a crazy high interest rate for putting a specific amount of money into their savings account or into your savings account, but it's a savings account with them. You've opened a savings account with them. But here is the clincher, the caveat, the bananas part about this is that although the interest rate is very high, they are only going to be paying out that very high interest rates for a relatively small amount of money. And then the more money that you put into that savings account on top of the designated small amount, they're going to pay you less interest rate. So let's turn this into actual numbers for you so you can understand a little bit better. I was so interested in this. I was like, oh my God, is this a scam? Like, what is this? This is so interesting, especially nowadays, because where we are currently, which is effective, it's November 2020, the interest rates are in the trash can. I'm hearing rumors through the rumor mill that they are on the up and up, but as of current, they are garbage. Garbaggio. No bueno. So just as an example, in comparison, this particular bank and or credit union that we're using for our example is paying out 5% interest if you put $500 into a savings account. You open up a savings account, you put $500, they are paying out 5% APY. That is really, really, really good. That's really good. In normal times, let alone nowadays where all the interest rates are in the trash can. The clincher to this, the caveat as mentioned, is that any amount above the $500 that you put in there is going to be gaining far less interest. So I guess my main questions, keeping all of this in mind, is sort of like, A, is it worth it? Because it kind of sounded a little fishy and scammy to me. Like, obviously 5% is beautiful, but 5% on $500, like, that's the maximum. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's even going to be worth it at that point. And B, who's offering this kind of a savings account? Because I haven't personally seen it really advertised frequently. I haven't seen it at my particular banks where I do banking. Is it worth it is probably the harder of the two questions to answer, and the reason is because it kind of depends, right? It depends on who you are. I think that this program initially was developed by a lot of these banks and credit unions for two specific reasons. The first one being they obviously wanted the business, right? Like 5% APY. Woo! It sounds really, really good. So they wanted to draw people to them in order to drum up more business. And then the second reason, from what I can gather, is these types of programs are intended to kind of encourage people who, I don't know, maybe they don't have a lot of money to begin with, and so they feel really weird about putting their money in a savings account, or maybe because of all that is happening, they're putting their money in their mattresses or in coffee cans and hiding them in their lawn. I don't know. but it's to sort of encourage people who maybe don't have a ton in savings to go ahead and invest and open up a savings account and benefit from the super high interest rates. So those were the reasons. So, I mean, I think it's fine. Just to give a little bit of context and comparison for somebody like myself as an example, my current savings account, as mentioned, is like not getting very much interest right now, but it's at 0.82%. So I could put $500 into one of these accounts and I'd be earning about the same exact amount of interest as if I had just over $3,000 in a regular account. So, I mean, in that case, yeah, sure, it's worth it. Why not? Especially if you have the $500, you just put it in there and you get to, benefit from the actual interest. It's not bad, I don't think. If you have a lot of money that you're keeping in savings, then maybe it's not necessarily worth it for you. Then maybe it doesn't make sense, I guess in a nutshell, whether or not it's worth it, it depends. Or I guess kind of worth it. It may be worth it. I don't know. I don't have the answer. You're obviously helping these banks out and these credit unions out, so it's kind of like, I guess. Is it worth it? I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's not worth it. It doesn't seem like a scam. They also don't have like a ton of red tape in terms of opening up an account. I think the minimum for this one that I was looking up was $50 as a minimum, which leads me to my second question. Where is this type of program even available? Because I haven't seen it. And herein lies the issue. Maybe. The issue is that these particular programs, the reverse savings tiered programs, are not particularly popular. They're not really available with any of the major banks, brick and mortar banks, from what I can tell. They seem to be more so popular with credit unions. So if you have a local credit union in your area that's convenient to get to, it may be worth it to pop in online and see whether they're offering one of these types of accounts. I can tell you, I live in northern New Jersey. We have there's like tons and tons of credit unions, but there's two main New Jersey credit unions, northern New Jersey and then southern New Jersey. I don't even know what it's called. The Northern New Jersey Credit Union, and then there's the Credit Union of New Jersey, and they're not affiliated, which is super confusing. But anyway, the Northern New Jersey Credit Union does not offer this program. They don't have it at all. But the official Credit Union of New Jersey does have this actual program. I'm not going to be opening up one of these accounts with them, and I will tell you why. It is merely because of convenience. They have the two closest locations to me are like super, super far. And by super, super far, I mean like 30 minutes. And I know most people are like, 30 minutes isn't that far, but it's like, hun, I have like 10 banks in my town. Like, I'm not going to drive 30 minutes just to deposit $500 into a savings account. So it wasn't super convenient for me. But definitely, if you have a credit union in your area and it's not far, then I think that it would be a great idea. If I had one of these particular credit unions in my town or wasn't like crazy far from me, then I would definitely do it. But it just so happens that they're just like super far from me. So, is it a scam? No. Is it super convenient? Maybe. It just depends. Is it worth it? Maybe also. Maybe. This was an incredibly informative video, I'm sure. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I just thought it was an interesting topic and I wanted to share it with you guys. It was a term that I heard. I had no idea what the heck it meant, so I researched it, and I don't know. If you guys end up opening up a reverse tiered savings account and taking advantage of that sweet, sweet interest, leave me a comment. I would love to hear about it. Definitely feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so, and check out my blog, which is available at focusedfrugalfab.com. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.